drill this in, it's going to leave a flat bottom to it with a little tiny poke in the middle. And that'll be a perfect hole for me to be able to guide my drill bit into so I can drill down through. I'm going to go just maybe like 3/16 of an inch. So you notice, as I said, when I use that Forstner bit, it makes a square bottom, straight across bottom with a tiny little dimple in the middle. And that little dimple makes it perfect for putting the bit in. Perfect every time. Okay, here's what we did next. Now, I've taken the two end pieces, put them on so they're perfectly framed. And I know roughly I want about an inch or so gap between them, like you saw a moment ago. But to figure out exactly what the gap should be so they're all even, what I do is I push them all together and I find out what this gap is. Measure this out here, and it's 8 1/4 inches. So I need to do 1.18 of an inch gap. Now when I go to cut it on the saw, I wanted to make spacers. I went just a little bit proud of the 1 inch mark, and I cut this so I can lay this in, and that'll be just about perfect. So now I'll do is I'll just bring each one over, and as I got it spaced out, I will drill the holes. After I do this first one, I'll speed up the film, so you don't have to feel about going and taking a sandwich break or something while I'm doing this. So I'll do the first one, and the rest of them I'll do rapid fire so you can watch if you like in speed. And while you're doing that, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps this guy out. I'm trying to get to my first 100 subscribers, so see if you can help me get to that point. Okay, well that was painful switching back and forth. So do me a favor, please. Subscribe to my channel. If you subscribe to my channel after I get the first 100, I might be able to afford to go get another drill so I don't have to do that anymore. So it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Come on, it's the button right down there. Just hit it. Subscribe. And then watch to the end of the video. I'm going to show you a few tips that are really going to help you out too. Some fun stuff. More than one way to skin a cat, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this edge of this T-square and I'm going to run right along this edge where the bevel is to make sure that it looks nice and straight. And then I'm going to eyeball across here to see how it lines up with this bottom edge there. So hopefully you can see what I'm talking about here. I've got this edge running right along the edge at the top of the bevel on this board here. So this is perfectly straight up and down with the upright beam. And if you notice in here, you can kind of eyeball down. You can see this horizontal piece here, and you can see that it looks like it's nice and square with it. Now I'm going to take it out of square just so you can see what I'm talking about. What a difference, huh? So that's what I got to do is I got to bring this back up until it perfectly aligns parallel with that. And then I double check this, because sometimes when I'm moving it, it causes this to move as well. You could even think about putting a little clamp here to make sure that that doesn't move. And I can see that I went a little bit too far. So what do you think? See, you want to be real careful with this because once you got this done and you put the glue and the extra screws in there, Ain't no turning back, as they say. The top one is fixed, the bottom shelf is fixed. The middle one is adjustable. We have these dowel holes here that we drilled, as you saw. And so the person that has these can raise or lower this into the different dowel positions. So let me get with the glue and the screws, and then we're almost done. Just got to sand it and paint it or stain it, whatever the customer wants. This is 24 inches wide, 4 foot tall, and about 12 inches deep. And it's perfect for what he wanted. So it only takes a couple days to put it all together. Okay, now on the table saw, you want to make sure you've got a perfect 90-degree angle from the blade to the flat part. And that's not as easy as it sounds. I'll show you this device here. I click that up, and it's going to measure out whatever angle I've got. It's magnetic, so I can put it right there, and you see we got 0.25, 0.30. It's pretty accurate. Now if I tip it up just a hair, it goes up that way. So at least I know which way is which. And once I have that adjustment, typically you want that to be 0. But on a rolling machine, depending on where the wheels go, you're never going to have it as perfectly level as you want. Put it on the other side. It's 89.30. So you have to take that and compute the first number into it and come up with perfectly 0. These carbide teeth, when you take a good close look at them, they protrude slightly to the side. They're a little bit wider than the blade that it's attached to. The reason I point that out is when you put this to the side, you really want to have the blade up higher than this because the magnetic grabs a hold of it, but here at the top there's a little tiny part of the tooth that's pushing this that way.